Terrell. We've come back to a new year. We're looking forward to what's happening, and sometimes as managers we find we expected somebody to start work, a new job, and they tell us at the absolute last minute that they are not going to arrive. If you've accepted a new job, how should you actually handle that? If you have a change of heart, you've decided to go in another direction, at what point do you tell your employer, your existing employer, or your brand new employer that you're not going to be joining them, or that you're not with them for the long term?
I think sometimes people, Kathy, and I think it's a really good and interesting conversation, is they sign a contract and then on the very first day they don't arrive at work. Now, their feeling is that, well, they never started, so they don't need to resign. But in fact, legally, you've signed a contract to start on that particular day. And if you've got a 1 week notice period, you actually should be paying the company you were supposed to start with, a 1 week notice pay. Most companies, I don't know, if I've never heard of a company actually insisting on that, but I'm sure that there are those that do, particularly in more senior roles. One of the things I think that people who are applying for a position don't realize is that the company puts an enormous amount of work to make a decision and to select a person for a particular role. And so they don't see it as being a huge problem. They say, well, they probably interviewed about 30 different people. They can go back to some of the others. So what if I don't start? I've never had any training. It makes no difference to them. But it does make a difference.
Well, it's perfectly true that you might have interviewed 30 people, but you picked that person because you thought they were the best fit for the job. And now you have to go back to square one, having sometimes waited 2 months for the person to resign, have their leave, and actually start with you.
So then, how does that make you feel as a business? Would that person, if they wanted a job from you in a year's time or 18 months' time, have a chance of getting that position? Probably not. So you've burnt a very real bridge because there is a real cost attached to hiring people. We all know that it takes quite a long time for somebody to become effective, but we forget about what it costs to put somebody into place.
I think it's true, and while the company you didn't arrive at is probably not going to be on your CV, the world is sometimes smaller than you think.
I think that's very important to remember that. So, and South Africa is a particularly, I think, small employment market, and particularly, again, in industries, you get a reputation. So it is so important that your reputation is positive. So you asked me, what should you do? Your company makes a counter offer, or you had gone for a whole lot of interviews, you accepted one job, and now another one sounds more attractive. How should you handle that? You should be honest. You should go to the company and say, look, I understand that this is inconvenient for you, but I have made another decision. Don't on the day, don't pitch up or phone them and tell them that your car's broken down and that you'll be there tomorrow while you build up the courage to tell them the truth. Tell the truth straight away and as soon as possible. If it happens to be over a break, over a Christmas period, you might not have the details, send an email saying, I will phone you on the first working day of the month, and give them the opportunity to start making other plans, because that's usually what it's about, is giving the company a chance to make other plans. You're more important than you think if they've offered you a job.
I think one needs to always remember that you should do as you would like other people to do to you. Thank you, Terrell.